In a remote African village, where life usually hums to the rhythm of nature, an extraordinary threat emerges. A monstrous cyclops, straight out of ancient myths, begins a terrifying rampage, turning the serene village into a scene of chaos. The brave warriors, more accustomed to tribal disputes and wildlife challenges, face this giant intruder with valiant hearts but find themselves outmatched as if they brought spears to a giant's duel. Amidst this turmoil, whispers of a savior begin to circulate. Enter Jack, a monster hunter whose name sends ripples of beaufort and a bit of humor across the lands. He's not your typical knight in shining armor. Think more of a gritty hero with a knack for battling beasts that are usually found in bedtime stories, and a past that's a mix of a melodrama and a dark comedy. Jack, as a teenager, was notorious for his temper. He lashed out over trivial matters, often escalating to violence. His teachers, striving to discipline him, imposed detentions and forced apologies, but nothing seemed to curb his fury. This wasn't the Jack people once knew. He had been a happy child, joyfully living with his family, until one fateful camping trip changed everything. During the trip, his parents danced to radio tunes, and Jack and his sister playfully mimicked them. But as his sister whirled into the forest, a horrific scene unfolded. A monstrous troll emerged, attacking and devouring the girl. Frozen in fear, Jack could only watch as his parents rushed to her aid, only to meet the same gruesome fate. His father's final words, urging Jack to flee, haunted him as he escaped. The sole survivor of his family, now in his 20s, Jack's anger remains, a constant shadow over his life. He's trying to find a path to a better future, working as a plumber, attending night school, and seeking guidance from counselor Silver Stein. But each session with Silver Stein ends in a fruitless rant, with no progress made. One evening, Jack arrives late to Professor Crowley's class, a common occurrence. His girlfriend, Eve, scolds him for his tardiness and lack of preparation, but Jack's attention rifts to other girls. The class, focused on the explosive reaction of sodium in water, ends abruptly when Eve confronts Jack about his irresponsibility. This is when Jack's life takes another unexpected turn. Professor Crowley, noticing Jack's plumbing skills, requests his help with a troublesome pipe at his new house. Upon arrival, Jack learns that Crowley acquired the house cheaply due to its dark past. After fixing the pipes, Jack and Crowley discover that the repairs are unsuccessful, leading to a bizarre sequence of events that will change their lives forever. As Jack deals with his van's stubborn engine and his own burgeoning rage, Crowley experiences strange occurrences at his house. Unbeknownst to them, these events are linked to the deep, unresolved trauma in Jack's past and a lurking evil that is about to be unleashed. That night, while Crowley sleeps, something ominous stirs in his backyard. Waldo, Crowley's dog, barks furiously at a mysterious hole emitting a strange smoke. The smoke infiltrates the house, possessing Crowley in his sleep, leading to a transformation marked by blackened eyes and erratic behavior. The next morning, Crowley awakens in the garden, disoriented and with no memory of the night. He discovers the hole he had been digging and finds a mysterious box containing a human skeleton with a still beating black heart. Despite Waldo's alarm barking, Crowley is drawn to the heart, which he inadvertently ingests, triggering a horrifying transformation. Meanwhile, Jack visits a hardware store for a replacement valve. The clerk, Howard, is visibly disturbed upon seeing the old valve, recognizing it as part of a cursed legacy associated with Crowley's house. Howard shares a chilling tale. As a child, he lived in that house with his uncle, who collected exotic artifacts. One such artifact was the black heart of a demon, rumored to harbor malevolence. One night, the heart's smoke possessed Howard's uncle, turning him into a monstrous entity driven by insatiable hunger. In a harrowing encounter, Howard was forced to kill his uncle, burying the cursed heart with him. Unfazed, Jack leaves, indifferent to the ominous story. He heads to school, where his relationship with Eve deteriorates, leading to a heated argument and their eventual breakup. During the confrontation, they find Crowley in a disturbing state, disheveled, with bloodied sleeves, and incoherent. Crowley's condition worsens rapidly. His body grotesquely mutates, sprouting tentacles that he uses to capture and transform students into monstrous beings. The school descends into chaos as Jack, Eve, and other students flee from the growing horror. Jack, confronting his own anger and the escalating crisis, decides to return to the school. Armed with his plumbing tools, he resolves to face the monsters. In a brutal confrontation, Jack battles the transformed students, his anger and determination driving him. He saves several classmates, but the situation grows increasingly dire as Crowley, now a monstrous entity, continues his rampage. As Jack fights, he recalls the trauma of losing his family and the troll that devoured them. This memory fuels his resolve, transforming his anger into a purpose to save those he can and to confront the monsters that haunt his past and present. The school, now a battlefield, echoes with the cries of the transformed students and the relentless pursuit of the monstrous Crowley. Jack, fueled by a newfound purpose, navigates the chaos, determined to end the nightmare. He encounters Joan, one of the transformed students, and engages in a fierce battle. Despite the danger, Jack's resolve doesn't falter. He realizes that his past, filled with anger and grief, has unwittingly prepared him for this moment. In a pivotal confrontation, Jack faces Crowley in the chemistry lab. The monster, grotesque and powerful, seems invincible. Jack's plumbing tools, though effective against the lesser monsters, are inadequate against this formidable foe. In a desperate move, Jack remembers the explosive properties of sodium, a lesson from Crowley's class. He formulates a risky plan to use this knowledge against the creature. The fight intensifies as Crowley's tentacles lash out, capturing Jack. In a moment of clarity amidst the chaos, Jack manages to insert a chunk of sodium into Crowley's maw. The reaction is immediate and violent. The sodium reacts explosively, decapitating Crowley. However, the black heart, the source of the evil, continues to beat and control the remaining tentacles. In a final, desperate struggle, Jack, with axe in hand, attacks the heart, severing the tentacles and ultimately destroying the source of the curse. The school, now silent, bears the scars of the battle. The surviving students flee, leaving Jack alone with the aftermath. This harrowing experience transforms Jack. He realizes that his anger, once a source of pain and isolation, has now become his strength in battling darkness. He decides to embrace this path, dedicating himself to hunting and destroying monsters that threaten the innocent. Jack's first quest leads him back to the forest where his family was taken from him. He confronts and slays the troll, finding a sense of closure and peace. With this victory, he embarks on a journey across the globe, fighting monsters and protecting those in need. In Africa, Jack stands ready, the seasoned monster hunter, facing the Cyclops threatening the village. His past, once a burden, now empowers him, giving him the courage and skill to face any beast. Jack's story, from troubled youth to heroic monster hunter, is a tale of redemption, courage, and the transformative power of confronting one's demons.